Hi everyone, Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs. In today's video, I am excited to share some new Easter files with you. These are egg-shaped baskets that are decorated. They are perfect for any little Easter gift, treat, homemade candy, a small gift, and just about anything that you can think of. They're a brand new file and they are really easy to put together. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So I've got 3 of them today. We are going to start with the Happy Easter basket, and I'll show you what comes with it and then how to assemble it. So first off, this one has Happy Easter, and it has the background piece, the individual letters, and the flower. You have your egg embellishment panels, and there's 3 pieces to this one. So there's the decorative part, and then there's the 2 solid parts. One solid part goes on the back, and one solid part goes on the front underneath the decorative panel. And these can be cut out of printed paper or cardstock, whatever you want to do. And then the box itself has a handle and the box. So let's go ahead and get ready for the box first. So there's the score lines. There's one across the top, one across the bottom, and then 2 on the sides. There's also, I don't know if you can see that or not, 2 cutout slits on each side, and that is where the handle is going to go through. So the easiest way to do this is fold the box, put the decorative panels on it, and then assemble it. So we're going to just score down, and then we're going to score all of these little tabs. And while I'm doing this, I bought some paper on clearance the other day, and I hate it. It is very flimsy. It said it was 65 weight. It feels more to me like it's copy paper. So it's not super great paper, but I cut these out of it, and I'm going to go ahead and use them anyway. But it is not my favorite. And so these might seem a little more flimsy than what I normally would do. Okay, so once they are all scored, I'm going to go ahead and put on the decorative panels and the background, the front and back. So I'm just going to take my tape. And this is a little bit easier to do before they are folded or before they're assembled, but I fold them first so I know where to put everything. So that's going to be my back. This is going to be my front. And if you had some really fun printed paper, you wouldn't even need this piece right here. You could just do this with your printed paper and it would be perfect. Okay, so on this piece, I'm just going to take my glue and put some glue on it. And the glue that I'm using is the Scotch Tacky glue. And then I just put it in a little quilling bottle and add a drop or 2 of water, and it just works perfect. Okay, we're going to match that up. Whoops, match it up. I bumped it. There we go. Now we can go ahead and assemble our basket. So I'm going to put some glue on each one of these tabs, and I'm going to do one side at a time. And then you're just going to bring this around, and you're going to take these tabs and glue it to the back of that piece and kind of round it as you go along. And just hold it until that glue dries. And then do this side. Oh, and see, this is my, not loving this paper at all. So you're going to have to maybe hold it for a minute. This other paper just almost absorbs the glue like crazy and then doesn't stick. You can see that it's kind of almost drying already. Okay, so then let's go ahead and put a little bit more on these tabs. And bend this down. And kind of work around the shape of the egg. So you can do this with just about any paper. I do like the 65 weight. My paper of choice is the Michaels brand. There's a lot of other brands that work really well. This one I think I got it at Walmart, and it was in the clearance section. And it was what I thought was a really good price. It is not a really good price because it's just not good paper. Okay, so now we're going to put glue along these tabs and work it around our egg again, keeping that kind of rounded shape. And just hold it until it dries. You could probably do tape with this, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think the glue where the tabs or individual tabs are going to work a lot better for you than a tape or tape runner would. And I'll do it on this piece as well. Let's get that little piece in there. Next up, once this is good and dry, you can add the handles. We're going to just keep holding that for a minute so that it's really dry. In fact, I'm going to set it to the side and do this piece before I add the handles. So on our little Happy Easter, I cut these out of cardstock. You could also do this out of vinyl if you wanted to, or you could turn it into a print and cut. So we have our two flower pieces, which is the petals and the inside part of our flower. And then you have the word Happy Easter. And I'm just going to glue these on. It might take a second here, but I'm just going to glue them on with a little bit of glue. And that background, I know it's hard to see because it's white on top of a white table, but I made it big enough that you don't have to line these up exactly. It's going to look fine without having to worry about getting everything in its correct spot. Okay, now that those are on, I'll slow down the camera again, and you can see how that goes. There are a few glue spots. Those will dry clear when I'm done. So now I can just add my flower. And the flower center. Oops. And that piece is ready to go. So our box is pretty dry. So we're going to take the handle, and all I do is I just kind of round it out just a little bit between my thumb and my finger. And then this goes in one slot, no, goes under. So I'm coming inside the box, and it comes out of the top slot. I might have to pull this over so I can see it around the camera angle. And then it goes down inside this next slot. Now when you pull on it, it stays in. We're going to do the same thing over on this side. And again, this is really flimsy paper, so it's not great. But you're going to bring it up and then push it back down through that second slot. There we go. And it catches and holds. So there is your basket with your handle. If you're going to put anything heavy in this, you definitely want to do a little bit of a heavier paper than I've done. So now on this one, we can just take our Happy Easter, and I'm actually going to take my foam, and we're going to pop that up with our foam. You don't have to. You could just glue that directly on there if you wanted to. Let's do one more little piece over here. Just pull those off. going to put it on at an angle. And how cute is that? Happy Easter. Fill it up with some Easter candy, some Easter grass, a little treat. Such a fun little basket. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next one is our flowers. And this one does not have a decorative panel. It just has the it has the decorative panels. It doesn't have the embellishment panel. So again, we have the handle. We have 4 flowers. Each one has a little center in them. And then we have 2 sets of leaves, a larger set and a smaller set. And you can arrange these, any way that you see fit. So there's our smaller one. And our 2 embellishment panels or decorative panels. Okay, so same thing. We're going to score all the way across on the top and the bottom and then fold the 2 side score lines. So I'm going to do the middle, fold the tabs. This paper is a little bit heavier, and so I think this one's going to work quite a bit better than that cheaper paper that I did not love. I think this is close to my heart paper, or Stampin' Up! Paper, one of them. Okay, we're going to turn that down, turn that down. Okay, now that it's ready, we're going to go ahead and glue on these panels. The basket is symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which one is your front and your back. And you could decorate both sides if you wanted to. You would just need to cut everything out twice as far as the flowers go. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to take my largest flower first, and I'm just going to lay it on there and decide where I want my leaves, because I do not want anything hanging over this score line, or it won't fold properly. And this one is almost easier. Well, let's go ahead and glue the basket first, because I think that'll be better. So we're going to take our tabs. Just hold them. See how I'm kind of curving that tab around the shape of the egg? Oh yes, this heavier paper is working much better. Just hold it for a second while it dries, and then we'll flip it over and do the other side. Okay. It's looking good. Okay, now let's do this side, these tabs. So again, just follow the curve of the egg. Glue on my finger, it's sticking on the inside. Flip it over and let's do this these tabs. Okay, while we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to go ahead and decorate the front of it. So I'm going to take my large leaf, and first off I'm going to decide where I want it, my large flower, and decide where I want it and put the leaves down first. Now I can take this flower, glue it on there, and my large dot, flower center. You could do these flowers out of any color. Again, you could use your printed paper if you wanted to. So many options with this. Okay, let's do the same thing up here. Gonna decide where we want this smaller flower and then glue our leaves so that they're underneath it. Add the center to that. Okay, my last two smaller flowers, I'm going to put the centers on first because I'm going to add those on with some foam. You don't have to. You could just glue that directly on there if you wanted to. But I like to have a little bit of dimension on mine. I think it just gives them, it just makes them a little bit interesting. So let's go grab our foam, and we just need small pieces on this. I'm actually gonna cut one piece and then cut it in half because I just need some small little squares. I'm gonna put one right up here. You could do your flowers in different colors if you wanted to. Lots and lots of options. Make this project yours. Showing your personality. Okay, now we've got our handle. So again, I'm gonna just round it a little bit. We're gonna come in from the inside of the basket and weave out, and then weave back in again. Come on. There we go. Pull it. Come on the inside. Weave out. Go back in. Come on. There we go. And then it holds. If you're worried about either handles holding, you could put a drop of glue in there if you wanted to, but they're pretty sturdy, as long as you don't put anything super heavy in there. Okay, so there is our egg-shaped basket with the flowers. That would be fun for a little girl or a neighborhood friend, something. Okay, the last one is a little more not complicated. It has a few more pieces, and this is our bunny tail basket. And once again, I'm using the thin, cheapy paper, so we're just gonna make do. So we have one embellishment panel, we have our little Easter basket with the bow. So the bow has three pieces. It has the knot, the outside bow, and the inside bow, and I cut them out of two different colors to give it some depth. You could do it either way, do them all in one color or whatever. We have our little bunny, so he has his bum and his tail and his 2 feet. The basket is 2 pieces. We have the flower, which is pretty much the same flower we did on the other basket. And then on this one, we just have the polka dotted egg. There's not another embellishment piece that goes underneath it so that you can see the color of your basket behind it. All of these embellishment shapes are interchangeable. So if you wanted the polka dot one on the flower or on the Happy Easter, or you wanted the stripes on this one, they're interchangeable. Okay, so we're going to score across the top and the bottom, and then fold those 2 middle score lines. And I should have a bone folder and just be folding those really nice, but this paper is so lightweight, I don't think I need it. Just going to score down. And then we have our 2 score lines on the side. Okay, now we can go ahead and glue this on. This one I'm going to actually do glue because it does have all the little holes. You don't need to go crazy. I'm just going to put some glue dots in between some of those circles. And then this one we can use our tape runner. Okay, let's go ahead and assemble that. So we're going to put glue on these side pieces and shape them around the egg. And just hold until it dries. Yeah, not loving this paper at all. Okay, I'll quit complaining. Flip it over and let's do it on these tabs right here. Let's do these tabs. Oops. And then we'll flip it over and get those last ones. Just work around the edge of your egg. It's actually pretty simple. What are your Easter plans? Are you a religious Easter? Are you all about the Easter Bunny? Where are you at? We kind of are, in our house, we are religious Easters. But the Easter Bunny and the treats are still lots of fun to do. All right, we're going to set that aside. And like I said, this one has a few more pieces, but not a ton. So I'm going to take my Easter basket and I'm going to just glue it kind of to the side here. And then you have to decide if you want your Easter Bunny inside your basket with his feet hanging out or outside of the basket. I'm going to put him inside. So because I'm putting him inside, I'm going to glue his little circle in next. And then I'm going to put the basket trim on. Up next is his little tail, and just because it's all white and I want a little bit of dimension, I'm going to put his tail on with a small piece of foam. You could also ink up his little body. You could do his little body in gray if you needed to. Okay, and then I think I'm going to do the same thing with his feet. I'm going to pop those up just a little bit as well. Okay, once those are done, we're going to go ahead and assemble the bow before we put it on there. So I'm going to take my darker piece and lay it down, and then the actual bow part goes over this. So this is the tails and the inside. I'm going to glue it on there. And then this little rounded piece is your knot. And I'll hold that up close so you can see that. And you've got a couple of options. One, you could leave this off. If you're doing this for a little boy and you don't want a bow on it, you could leave it off. You can put it down here at the bottom of your basket. You could put it on the top. You could put it on the side. I'm going to put it down here between the 2 feet, and I'm going to pop that up as well. So just like that. Gives it lots of dimension. Okay, then we're going to add our flower like we did before. And I'm actually just going to glue this center in here now. I think that's easiest. Decide where we want it. I'm going to pop that up, I think, but I want to put the leaves on first. Oops. And it's okay if they hang off the side just a little bit. Okay, let's get another little tiny piece of foam. I love this foam on the rolls. If you haven't seen me use it, I use it with almost all my projects. And you can get your foam on rolls. A lot of the craft stores carry them, or you can get it online. I think it's a much better deal than buying the pre-cut squares, and you can make them the size that you need them. So we're just going to add that there. There's our little Easter bunny. Oh, this little bunny is so cute. Take your handle. Let's round it a little bit. Come from the inside out and then weave back in. Okay, there we go. So that it pulls. Flip it over. Come from the inside out. Weave it back in. Come on. It's this paper, I promise. There we go. Weave it back in. And there's your basket with the little Easter bunny and the flowers. Such a fun project. I hope that you have enjoyed these little baskets. I hope you'll give one of them or all 3 of them a try. Great way to hand out some little Easter treats. Thank you for joining me today. Please hit subscribe down below so you don't miss any of my videos. Give me a thumbs up and have a great day.